Today we've got a review for you of the SD200D from GVM, or Great Video Maker. This is from a company that's very budget friendly, yet packs a lot into their products for the price. This is a 200 watt light, and I've used several of their products over the years and have had zero issues, so I'm happy to recommend this light and some of their other products to you thus far. But I thought I'd break this thing down for you to see whether or not you should be considering it for the price these days. There are comparable lights for 2, 3, even 4 times the price, so this is definitely worth a second look here. So being a 200 watt light, this is going to be great for studio work like this. Now, typically my old go-to was the Godox SL60, a very popular and inexpensive light, but this thing just packs a ton more punch in that 200 watt LED. So this thing also has a few other advantages. One being a bi-color light, which is really cool. You can actually adjust the color temperature from 3200 all the way up to 5600 Kelvin, which is a great feature. If you are a video maker, of course, you're not going to be stuck with one color temperature. Now that is a really cool feature of a light, but the 200 watts, that's kind of the game changer for me. That really made a big difference in my shooting in the studio here. That meant I could keep my ISOs lower and get a ton of light out of this thing right now. So let's go through, I'll throw some basic specs here of the light so you can check that out. But I just want to give you my real world experience of this light and just talk about some of the stuff that kind of really matters. So firstly, let's talk about the build and what it comes with. Now it does come with a nice soft case and everything that you really need to get going with this lens. It's also got a reflector here that does amplify and make that light extremely, extremely bright, even on low. The light itself is a pretty decent construction. It feels good, but it is a plastic and also aluminum build. So it's not fully metal, and really that's okay for me. Its weight is decent for what it is. But the overall quality feels pretty darn good for me. So one thing that I kind of nitpicky about me for lights is the mount that they sit on here and the ease of adjustment here. Now I have to say that I love adjusting this thing. It's really simple and it's got a really good nice fluid motion to it, and it's got these teeth that you can lock in very precisely, and that's really not going anywhere, and that's only one side. So it's a nice quick adjustment in that regard. It does not come with a stand, so you're gonna have to invest in maybe a stand or two. I've just got on a cheapo here that can go up maybe 3 to 6 feet kind of thing, and it works fine for me. I do have a heavy duty stand that I use when I'm actually lighting things in the studio, but for really depending on what you're doing as a backlight or something like that, these little stands are gonna work just fine. It's really not that heavy of a light. Next up, a few other things that are worth mentioning. It does come with a fantastically long cord, nearly 20 feet, so you don't need an extension cord, which is really nice. And it does have a nice power adapter there. It's quite big, but it does come with everything that you need to fasten it securely onto whatever you're holding onto it. So on the back, it's very intuitive, easy to use. You've got a mode switch, you've got a dial, and you can really intuitively and easily just kind of go through and get at exactly what you're looking for in terms of a light. How complicated could it be? Well, probably a little bit more than you'd think, because it does, of course, have app capability. You can download the GVM app, go in there and adjust everything from your color temperature to the power and everything in between, which is really nice. Now, I love that aspect, but sometimes I really wish that I didn't have to have my phone working for everything. And one downside about this light is that it doesn't come with a remote for me. So again, I don't use it a ton, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna pretty much throw it on when I'm looking for, and I'm gonna hit the record button, and I'm not changing the light a ton, so it's not a big deal for me to walk over the 6 feet and turn it up or down. But next, let's look at just how powerful this light actually is. So we're gonna throw it on here, and this is quite bright, as you can see here. And believe it or not, this is 1%. So that's really nice that you can actually adjust it in terms of really fine tuning that light. 1% is obviously, you know, not a heck of a lot, but in this case, it actually is a lot. Let's go ahead and turn off our other light that we're using right here to show you exactly what 1% looks like. And yeah, that's quite bright for 1%. So let's go ahead and turn that up. I'll show you that it's at 1% there. Hopefully you can see that right there, 1%. And why don't we point it over here and we'll just see what it looks like to maybe light. Well, you know what? Let's light behind us and see what that looks like in terms of brightness. So we're at 4% there. Here's 10. And I will throw up a little video here showing you the differences in a more real world situation instead of just lighting a background. Let's go up to 20. As you can see, quite good now, and that's a lot of light. And 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 85, and let's just crank that thing up to 100. So that's 100%, and that is very bright. That is blindingly light, obviously. And with this magnifier on, I'll show you here. Wow, that's bright. That is just, yeah, I can't even. Obviously, it's a 200 watt light, so it's got enough for pretty much anything that you're gonna throw at it. So that's probably good enough for me at this point. You can take my word for it. We'll shut that off and throw that back on. It is very, very powerful, which is really nice. In terms of just how powerful, I did do a test versus my SL60, and this thing is just about a stop brighter in the same distance in the same conditions. So that's pretty substantial when you think about it. A stop of light is quite a lot, and of course as you go backwards that's gonna drop off fairly quickly. But yeah, definitely no complaints for this thing, especially for the price. And that's where this light really shines. For your bang for your buck, it's really hard to beat this light. Even the Godox equivalent is quite a bit more expensive. So, you know, when I first got this thing, I was a bit skeptical, but I've used it for several months and months and hundreds of hours of video now, and it's never given me an issue. Another great thing about this is it's basically silent, and you really wouldn't expect that from a light of this price range. So another great aspect of it. And it does have a fan in there which does come on at a specific temperature, and it honestly, it very rarely comes on. And you know, if you are filming for any length of time, it does get hot in a little studio. So yeah, I think this is just a great budget option for you. So you can sync it to your other lights, and of course with the app and whatnot, it's got all the channels you're looking for. It's got everything that pretty much every other light has. It's a bicolor, it's very bright. So yeah, I think for value for money, if you're looking out, especially if you're just getting started out and you're looking for something maybe just a little bit above the entry level stuff, this is gonna serve you really well. What else can I say about this thing? It's got everything you need and nothing you don't. So why don't we leave it at that, guys? Thanks so much for watching the video. I would completely recommend this light to you. Absolutely, hands down. GVM has both great products, but also great follow-up as well. So if there ever is an issue, they come with stickers that say call us or contact us right away. And I haven't had a single issue yet, so I'm pretty confident in my recommendation to you. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. If you did want to pick it up, I will drop affiliate links down in the description for you, of course. And like always, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.